So, yoga in labor. Over the years, as a doula, mother of 3 and prenatal yoga teacher, I've often been asked how to take your yoga into the labor room. So here's a few movements that I've helped myself, many of my clients, as they were on the way to giving birth. First and foremost, always remembering circular movement. So that can be standing, drawing circles through the hips, figure of 8s. So anything to not get stuck in the intensity of the movement, but keep spiraling and moving the intensity through. Now those circles, they can be done against a partner, they can be done sitting down on one of those big balls, they can even be done against a wall. So it's remembering to keep moving. And while we're at the wall, if you happen to work with acupressure points, it's a great movement to press the hips of the birthing mum in to release a bit of the intensity, or work with several acupressure points along the spine or up into the shoulders. While we're at the wall, you can come into that reverse downward dog or supported downward dog, just stretching the hands out around about hip height and keep moving those hips around, just finding that release. Now the other one, we can come down, go into kind of a cat-cow movement on the floor, ideally some padding for the knees, and just working through here, whether it's up and down or again round, big circles, small circles, just getting this whole pelvis area to open up, even thinking like that big O, so keeping in the mouth in the O shape, keeping the jaw relaxed, keeping the breath flowing. Between contractions or surges, you can then rest in a child's pose, ideally with the head slightly elevated, to kind of reflex and things like that. While we're here, really check in deeper with your breath. So we do a few breaths in yoga. Some of them are safe in pregnancy. One of them is the lion breath. Really helps to keep the throat clear and just the energy moving. So you take a deep breath in through the nose. The exhale, do this kind of squashy lemony face and stretch the tongue out wide. Just let the intensity go. Wherever you're at, it's also a good idea as a mum or reminding mum to just circle the neck either way. Just dropping it side to side. Again, keeping this area relaxed. You don't want to tense up, you don't want to freeze. And there's a few exercises you can do with your partner, like sitting back to back. And just breathing, and there's a mind of sounding. Sounding is always a really great tool in labor, and in some ways we use it in yoga as well, in terms of mantra and some other forms to connect with different energy centers. In labor, it's all about keeping the sound low rather than high pitch where the adrenaline comes in. You want to keep it low, get into the grounding. Then of course, when it comes to the pushing state, one of the most traditional birthing asanas, malasana, just a simple squat. Again, you can draw, move, figure of 8, circle with your hips. In preparation for labor, just a little caution here if there's any placenta previa, also pelvic symphysis, things like this. So with that increased pressure on the pelvic floor in this space, some might need to take a bolster to sit on or a block to sit on. And while we're at the bolster, I have one with me at the moment. Again, between the surges, so yoga during labor, it's really nice to rest and just place something, a big cushion, a pillow, a bolster between the legs to keep the hips aligned and not have that pressure. So when you're about to have a baby come out here, it's really not nice to close the legs, and you just want to have that support. So Shavasana, you don't want to lie back onto your back, and there's lots of more little intricate ones, but that's probably the main one. So if you remember to take that into the labor room, the only way to remember, because we drop out of our thinking mind in labor into our primal force, is to practice it in prenatal yoga sessions beforehand. Thank you and congratulations and good luck. Namaste.